everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and I have another fun gnome card to share with you today. This one's a pedestal card. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's Build-A-Booth BBQ Add Ons, along with the Gnome Dies BBQ Add Ons, Alphabet Dies 2, Nom Nom Stamp Set, Octagon Dies, Gnome Dies, their Stitched Circle Dies, and the Scalloped Circle Dies, their Peacock Stamp Set, Mini Tag Dies 2, that one. And I'm also using just some generic dies because I want to cut a 1 1/4 inch circle, so you could use whatever you'd like to do that. Then these were put together on the Gnome Dies BBQ Add-ons assembly video, so you can check that out. And that was with the Gnome Dies Build-A-Booth BBQ Add-ons for the release and review, so you could check that out. I also used gingham linen in the Rainbow Petite prints, along with Doodlebug's. Oops, sorry guys, I'm farting around looking for what I'm looking for here. I've also used Bella Boulevard's Squeeze the Day. And now I'm starting out with a piece of New Leaf cardstock from Paper Tray Ink. And I cut that little round die from Jaded Blossom's Mini Tag Dies 2. And what I'm going to do, I'm doing some stamp surgery. So the stamp will say, "You are 1." And I'm going to use a stamp positioner, and I'm just going to stamp that on this little round piece of cardstock. So I'm using VersaFine Clear Nocturne ink. Remember, you don't want to push too hard. That came from the Peacock stamp set. This I did a little stamp surgery there. And now this will say 1. And remember, like I said, you're better with multiple stampings, a light touch. Okay, now I've got a piece of New Leaf cardstock, 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 and at 2 3/4 inches with my Teflon bone folder and my Martha Stewart scoreboard. And I'm just going to reinforce those folds with my Teflon bone folder. That's how my card will stand up. There we go. Now on the inside, I'm going to add a piece of Nina Solar White 80-pound piece of cardstock, and I'm just going to put that in. That's 4 by 5 1/4 inches. So, you know, just 1/4 of an inch smaller, just so I have a nice border. There we go. I have a 1-inch strip of paper from that Squeeze the Day 6-inch pad from Bella Boulevard. And I'm just using my ATG tape, and I'm just going to run that across on the inside. There we go. And then I will trim off the overhang with a pair of scissors. As per usual, I'm working on a Stampin' Up! Pad. All my die cutting today was done with my Gemini machine. So easy stuff. Everything that I use is always listed on my blog, including paper. Okay, now I'm taking this little acetate sheet from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm just going to line up this next stamp. Now you'll see that I've cut this stamp apart already before. So this will say, "Wishing you a slice of..." Hold on a second, let me look. This says, "Wishing you a slice of, a big slice of happiness in the coming year." So it's just a birthday sentiment. And I did cut that up once before so I could put that sentiment on a card. So you see how they can go back together very easily. I'm going to stamp that on the inside of the card with some VersaFine Clear Nocturne ink. So making this a birthday card, because that's kind of my thing. I'm just going to put some of scrapbook.com's mint tape over top of it, just because I don't want that to transfer. Now, this paper is Doodlebug's plaid polka dot in this hot pink, and I cut the pieces at 4 3/8 by 2 11/16. And I'm going to add those to the front of my card, and that will give you a border, and you want to have it sort of abutting up to that fold, but not covering the fold, right? And like I said, I'm using my ATG tape to put that down. This is sort of like the background paper. And the pattern lines up, which, you know, is fun as well. So there we go. So I'm just trying to make sure it's nice and straight. I'm sort of messing around here. There we go. And now I'm going to put together the card. So first I started with our largest Octagon die. Then I cut the layer out of that Squeeze the Day paper from Bella Boulevard. It's actually the same paper, but the alternate side. So I'm using this flower paper. And like I said, this is the second largest Octagon now. There we go. And I did cut it out of Paper Trank white cardstock as well, the largest one, just to give it a little bit more sturdiness, because this will be standing up on my card front and I don't want it to look all wobbly. So I'm just going to line that up onto this cardstock. Now, Paper Trank cardstock is pretty thick, so the green probably would have been fine, but I like it to be nice and solid. So I'm just going to line that up on the bottom of my card. There we go. Trying to figure out, I want to have it perfectly lined up. And I'm just going to use a little pencil just so I know where to put my adhesive. And I'm going to put my adhesive on that lower part with my HEG tape again. So this is just an easy way to make a pedestal card. You can do this with any shape, right? So I'm just going to stick that down, trying to line it up so it's nice and lined up, just so it looks like it's lined up when it's flat. And there we go. Okay, and I'm just going to take off my pencil mark there. Okay, so now I'm going to figure out where my little gnome's going to end up. And I'm using Barely Art glue. And I'm going to put down this little watermelon banner that was cut from the from the Build a Booth BBQ Add Ons set. There we go. Using rainbow petite prints and gingham linen, new leaf cardstock, Paper Trank white cardstock, Paper Trank black cardstock. I'm just lining that all up. There we go. And you can watch me put that together on the release and review for that barbecue release. Now I'm going to pop up this little gnome with some Stampin' Up! Dimensionals. And you know, I like to use a lot of dimension. That's just me. I don't skimp on my dimensionals. There we go. And I'm going to put a little half piece up there as well. And I peeled off the backings. And now I'm going to pop that little watermelon gnome in the center of my card. So now I've got my little sentiment that I will also pop up on my card front. So it says, "You are one." There we are. And I'm going to pop that up on the card front. There. And then I'm going to put together this little set. So that middle one there, that's a 1 1/4 inch just circle that was cut from Rainbow Petite Prints on the gingham side. The base piece is 1 3/8 inch. And then this little circle is a 1 inch circle. And those are from the Jaded Blossoms dies. And that's going to be what holds my card standing up when it's in the upright position. So I'm going to put that down. There we go. Kind of cute, right? And now I'm going to put together this little watermelon slice that is also from the Build a Booth BBQ Add Ons set. Remember, you can use these separate. They don't have to make the actual banner itself to decorate the booth. You could just make the little die itself. So there we go, popping that on. That is from Rainbow Petite Prints and gingham linen. Then the white and the green is Paper Trank white cardstock and Paper Trank new leaf cardstock. There we go. So that will be what holds my card open. And now I went ahead and I did some die cutting. I cut out from our Alphabet Dies 2 from Jaded Blossom in black cardstock from Paper Trank. And what I'm going to be putting down is 1 in a melon. Okay, so I lined up the L to be in the center. So the melon will be all together there. There we go, using my reverse tweezers, my Barely Art glue. There. Kind of fun, right? Melon. And then I'm going to put down the word in, or the words in a. And there you have it. So kind of fun. And remember, you can make your own sentiments out of it with using these dies. Lots of fun. So you are 1 in a melon. Now I'm going to put together this slice of watermelon. This is from the Gnome Dies BBQ Add Ons. And I'm just going to stick, put these together. So I'm using Paper Tray ink, black cardstock, new leaf, white cardstock as well. And then the one with the hands is actually a little scrap of smoky shadow. I just used that for layering. It could have been any color. There we go. I'm going to stick that down onto the smoky shadow just so I have a spot to put the little hands. And then I will be popping the little hands up with Stampin' Up! Dimensionals, the little miniature ones. And then we'll have that little gnome holding the watermelon, which is always fun. Like he's going to take a big bite. There we are. Add the little hands. That's P13 Stamping Pad Skin Tones. His little beard was American Crafts brown cardstock. I can't remember if I mentioned that, but like I said, everything is always listed on my blog. All the dies and stamps and stencils, everything that I use from Jaded Blossom, along with all the other products I use to make the card. So you can check that out there. So there we go. Wasn't that cute? I just think it turned out so cute. And look at, he can stand up. Now I'm going to take Altenews Black and White Essential Enamel Dots, and I'm going to be using the little hearts. And I'm taking a pen blade and I'm just picking them up with a pen blade, and I'm going to add a few little black hearts to this card just for fun. Why not, right? Adds a little bit of shine. Now you could easily use like Nouveau Crystal drops here. You could use normal dots. You could use shape sprinkles from Doodlebug, whatever you like. So I'm just going to add in an odd number because, you know, visual triangles and all that stuff, it's best to have an odd number. And there we go. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog, be inspired by the team, the Jaded Blossom store to get your hands on these amazing products. And thank you as always for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you become a follower of the Jaded Blossom YouTube channel and the Leanne K YouTube channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.